Hello everyone and welcome to Sinful Gaming. I hope you're all doing well, I hope you're all staying safe, and most of all, I hope you're all fighting that war against the grey. Today's video, we're going to talk Cities of Sigmar, and we're going to talk a bit about all the stuff we saw revealed for Cities of Sigmar, along with some speculation and some digging in some of the things we have seen. Now, for those who don't know, Warhammer or Games Workshop did have a reveal show called the Not Warhammer 40k reveal show, though very much. It was about tiny Space Marines for a lot of it instead, or Space Marines of a different ilk. But we did get some reveals for Cities of Sigmar. I was pretty much bang on what I thought we would see. We saw a launch box and we saw a new character. We're going to talk about that. We're also going to talk about a couple of pictures in here which give us a little bit of information, sort of bringing it to light. And so, first of all, let's talk about the launch box. I think this is exactly what I was expecting. I was maybe expecting we were going to see the monster or a centerpiece monster added into the launch box. The monster we got was maybe a different monster than what I was expecting. You know, I was expecting something in the range of like the army generic monster or generic piece, maybe, you know, a revamped steam tank or something in this. But this is pretty much bang on. It's got a second character like we see in these launch boxes. You think like the Black Templars one. You got the Marshal and indeed the Emperor's Champion in there, along with Intercessors, the Crusader Squad, and all that. And the Redemptive. But we get two lots of the troops. We then get the Marshal that we've seen. Marshal, same as Black Templars, funnily enough. This cool metal wizard here, and the Knights, the amazing looking Knights. I definitely want to make my Cities of Sigmar a little bit brighter than what they've gone here. I think I'm going to go for a really, really bright, flamboyant scheme rather than this. But let's just take a look at all the different models. So first of all, this is the Free Guild Marshal with his Relic Envoy. And effectively what this is just like some ancient commander's head that sort of speaks from the grave and gives advice to the general. Now he has all these different options. They are the full plastic kits inside of this. There's no easy to build versions in this like sometimes we see. You know, we saw that for the Sisters of Battle. Indeed for the Phobos Marines and all that, where we got the easy to build versions. But for me, I mean, can you go past the cool dual-wielding pistols on this, really? I mean, he's pretty darn awesome. I think that's probably my option here. I might swap it out for like the bearded head and try and make myself as a Free Guild General, I think. I could paint this up like my little boy, but it needs longer hair. I need to find like a nice long hair one. My little boy's got the perfect little man bun. But then we saw the other character, which is the Alchemite Warforger. I didn't notice that before in the pictures, but his eyes are glowing here, which is really, really cool. He's very much a buff piece wizard, a Realm of Metal wizard. These are sort of taught in Come On. I really, really dig the mini. I think he's got that sort of Stormcaster look with a little bit more sort of, I guess, rough look to it, but very reminiscent of the Stormcast helm, the big sort of Forger's apron with all the different symbols of all the different mortal realms on here too. What is that? That is the arrow. That is Chamon, isn't it? No, that's wrong. I'm trying to remember. Is that Realm of Light? Can't remember. He does have all the symbols of the Collegiate. Oh no, it is Chamon. I was right, yeah, because he's got Chamon on his little icon here. We then saw the full kit for the soldiers. What are they called? They are the Free Guild Steel Helms. So we have a Herald in each one, which is both the banner and hornblower. And I like that we've got like different body types and both male and female sculpts in there. But over here is the important one. Each unit has this little priest in there as well, which is carrying some sort of relic, whether that's, you know, a piece of broken sword. You very much get to read about like carrying these relics and how sort of important these relics are in the Thunderstruck and Other Stories story, which was really cool, sort of showing how important these are. But I like it. You got, you know, more like stout sort of figures, more rotund figures, more lean, more sort of young faces as well. Really, really cool stuff. We obviously have the Cavaliers as well, our Free Guild Knights. That just look absolutely amazing. I love the skull helm here. I love the helms for them. But this image here, this is one of the big images I want to talk about before we move on to the other characters. So, first of all, there is a few things to notice about this. Straight away, we have Dwarden, Elf, and Elf here for this. We have a couple of things else to talk about. So first of all, we have cross scimitars here. They're like, not scimitars, cutlasses. This to me would suggest scourges sticking around. This one here is very much looking like some sort of like head. Maybe, you know, like a cold one's head. So maybe serpentis sticking around. This order here, when you go in close, is like an extra move while not breaking your little fortified position rule, which is nice. You can see the crossed sort of cutlasses here again. But this one here is really interesting as well, with all the different symbols of the cities of Sigmar, because it not only does it contain multiple versions, so we have Hammerhall Aksha and Hammerhall Gyra, we have Hallowheart, we have a couple of the others. There's also Brightspear, which is really cool to see. That is the sort of main city for a lot of the role-playing RPG parts of the Soulbound game. Brightspear is that. We have Lethis in here as well as Misthaven, which is really nice to see. And things like, I believe Hakuron is there as well. Yeah, this is just really cool to see. Tempest Eye, which is, yeah, really, really cool to see all these different sort of things put in. Seeing a lot of the Broken Realm cities, but also Brightspear and indeed Lethis as well in here is awesome. I hope we do see more cities. I'd love to see something like Glimsforge brought back as well. Now, the main thing I want to talk about too is we have 42 War Scrolls, where 54 War Scroll cards. Sorry, getting my numbers wrong. 54 War Scroll cards, where the current number of units in the Cities of Sigmar book is 52, plus the Vendents, which aren't in the book, plus the Underworld's warbands, the Witch Hunters, plus any Cursed City characters. So, what is that? That is, how many cities in Cursed character? 5 or 6. So, they're probably all in here. This means we're probably due. The new units, I don't think, are going to. So, I think the Cavaliers are probably a new unit. But on the other hand, I think those basic ones are just going to replace all the Empire troops. I think maybe we keep Demigryph Knights, but I think we can say bye-bye to Free Guild Guard and that sort of stuff. And I think a lot of the Free Guild stuff will be getting replaced. So we are going to lose a bit. And my initial thought would be we're probably going to lose the Wanderers. I think they are one of the main sort of parts of the Cities of Sigmar that is getting full support. In Warhammer the Old World, the Wood Elves are going to be in that game system. So are the Dwarves, but the Dwarves have remained in here. We can definitely see Dwarden units getting rules here because it says Dwarden right here. So we are going to lose some, but I don't think we're going to lose the Dark Elves. I think it'll be the Wood Elves that disappear. That would be 7 units disappearing. We're probably losing Phoenix Temple, as we're probably going to see them move to Lumineth. So that is another, what is that? That is 1, 2, 3, 4... No, it is 2 base Phoenixes, the mounted versions of the Phoenix, the Anointed on foot, and the Phoenix Guard themselves. So there's another 6, so that's 13 units there. That probably makes it right, to be honest. That probably makes the right amount of units removed. And maybe, you know, there were some rumours that we're going to lose the sort of basic sort of Dark Elf units, just keeping their specialist ones. So losing things like Bleak Swords, Dread Spears, and Dark Shards would be the ones. But I think the thing we all want to talk about is this big lady, because my oh my, is this model absolutely amazing. So this is Talia Vedra, the Lioness of the Parch, who rides her giant mount, the big manticore here. I mean, she's got an eye patch, she's got a cool sword, and she's actually got other weapons, which is really, really cool. I will say there's like one really cool thing about her. So all these different weapons here actually have different history to them. She's got them off different things. She's got them from different people. All of them have different profiles. They're all her, so it's not a generic build if it has a sword or whatever, or the helmet. It is her, but she gets to pick different weaponry, which is really cool. Also, a proper manticore with like a really nicely detailed scorpion's tail is awesome. She's got the heads here of former sort of Lord Marshals and stuff like that. Yeah, this model is just absolutely amazing. She's very much a people person. So yeah, Hammerhall's Lioness wields enchanted weapons taken from high-ranking traders she and her allies exposed and slew in her own rise to power. In full action tradition, their mummified heads also adorn her riding seat. So these are the heads of the people she's sort of taken out. And so we have the Fiery Sword Parch Tongue taken from Archmage Xanta Faloria. Which one would that be? I guess that's this. That would be the one with the crown, maybe? It looks very archmagey. We then have the Great Axe Justed, wrested from the so-called Bloody Duke. We've got the Vampire here, so that's going to be that one, I assume. We then have the Heavy Mace Warmaker, claimed from the Corrupt Treasurer Venalius. Corrupt Treasurer, maybe this one, or maybe this one. And then the Hammer of Zeal, a trophy from the ex-Pontifex of Cult Burgonen. Maybe that's the treasurer down there, and maybe, you know, that's the cult over here. But that's definitely the Archduke. But she is such a cool model. There's so much narrative sort of stuck into this. I'm really excited. I think this, though, is the interesting picture. I'll be really excited to see where we go with Cities of Sigmar. You can sort of see a little bit here about him on his profile. 3+ base save for the Marshal is cool, with 5 wounds. No additional special rules, although he might be a flip-out card maybe. But he does have a heroic action. What do you think of all the Cities of Sigmar stuff, though? Because I'm super excited. This is my main army for Warhammer Age of Sigmar, and I could not be happier with what we're getting, especially if the Scourge Privateers remain as part of the force. I'll be super excited to maybe paint up some new Scourge, get them on the table again as well. But I'd love to hear everyone else's thoughts on the Cities of Sigmar. Let us know your thoughts down in the comments below. And so that is the end of the video. Thank you all for watching. We hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. If you'd like to come chat more with me, we have a Discord server for the channel, and that is linked down in the video's description. Also linked down in the video's description are the best ways to help support the channel. This is either via Patreon or YouTube members using one of our affiliate links and codes down there, like Baron of Dice, Gap Games, or Mithras Games, or by supporting us directly on Patreon or YouTube members. If you'd like to do any of those, we have links for that all in the description. And as a special thank you to our Patrons and YouTube members, we'd like to give them all a shout out. So thank you to our Patreons: Soren, Kenny Lowell, Outer and Shot First, Andrew Bowen, Q Dynamic, JJ Austrian, Average Wargamer, Domir, Mark Harvey, James Cater, Benjamin Swallows, Red Martin, Iron Grinch, Colorblind Magic, Grimscold, and Andy C. And our YouTube members: Greenridge Gaming, Ronya, Lock Lorick, The Johnny84, Broken Chef, Ariana Edwards, Revenar, Pink Nico Fire, Robin Mankiller, Monty's Tabletop Terrain, James Tillman, Disco, and John Castle. Lastly, a special thanks to Lady Witchfox Art, who does all the amazing artwork you see on the channel. Once again, everyone, thank you all for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and drop a comment down below. Stay safe, stay well, and most of all, keep fighting that war against the Grey. Ciao for now.